Hello everyone and welcome back to Grand Theft Space. My name is Daniel Parks and thank you so much for joining me today. I did just get a call and I am heading back out into space. So I'm going to jump into my new GMC truck over here and go ahead and head to Fort Zancudo so I can hitch a ride over to the actual, I don't even know if there's a name for that island they've made out there, but that's where I'll be heading. So we will see you guys here shortly. All right, we are now heading over to the island. I do think it'd be pretty cool if they named it. I don't think this island was here before. I think they added this island in. I might be completely wrong about that. And if you guys happen to know, please leave that in the comments because I'm not really sure. But I don't think this island was here before. And so, you know, we are about to land on it and take off to Mercury first. That is one planet that I haven't really been to. And then checking out Uranus and Neptune. Those are going to be the next ones. Those should be the last ones. I kind of got a little bit preemptive with my previous video with the deep space one because I was not recording whenever I found that, and I just started recording whenever I started seeing that circle-shaped planet-looking thing. So whenever I started recording that, I had already passed up Neptune. And I decided just to go ahead and make that its own episode. And then I started getting requests and stuff for people wanting to see Neptune and Uranus and Mercury. So I decided to go ahead and jump in here to be faithful to my subscribers. That's what they were wanting. So I'm going to make sure I get that taken care of as soon as possible. So we are landing here at the helipad, which I did not know was here until I watched somebody else's video. I was like, oh yeah, there's a landing pad over there. That's great. So there is that. But we're going to go ahead and run over here and jump in the space shuttle. All right, we are in the space shuttle. Which one is this one? Is this Columbia? Can't really see on the... Oh, come back. Oh, Endeavour. All right, so we are in the space shuttle Endeavour. Now, you guys might know this. I don't really know, but I've watched some videos where they would actually be flying for quite a bit longer than I do. I'm not entirely sure why mine goes by so fast. It's unbelievable. Like, I'm about to be in space right now, and usually it would take a lot longer than that. And even when I was watching other people's videos, they were even able to control it a little bit, and I was not. So... yeah, I don't know. Slow airspeed. Yeah, considering I'm stopped in space. All right, so we're going to head to Mercury first, which is going to be on the other side of Venus. So we've got to head towards Venus, then through Venus, and then over to Mercury. So I guess I'll see you guys here in a little bit. All right, so we are now coming very, very quickly to Mercury, as you guys can see there. Now, from what I know from being here before, it's actually a pretty, dirty kind of place. It's kind of like a moon. If I had to think about it, I would think about what the moon would look like and just have a bunch of, dirt and stuff on the ground. Small rock that used to be there, just kind of blown around the planet. That's just me personally. I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. But that's just how I kind of see it. So we should be, yeah, there we go. All right, so now I've got to find a good place to land because it is kind of hilly out here. Go and lower my landing gear. Go and point my nose downward a little bit. Sometime soon. It's so funny how the texture gets a lot more clear the closer you get to the ground. Of course, this one has a lot less, atmosphere than a lot of the other ones do. So, it kind of makes sense in a way. You're kind of seeing it from a distance, but it's, pretty clear. All right, so as I'm getting closer, I wish there was a flatter area to touch down on. I think this actually isn't too bad of a spot right here if I can get down fast enough. Oh, that was a good landing. Oh, man, did you guys see that? That was phenomenal. Let's get better with age. Get better with age. Of course, if I was in first person, it would have been different. So I'm not going to harp on that too much before someone points it out on me. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out and get on my moon rover, and I will start driving around. And I think we're just going to spend a little bit of time driving around, seeing what we can get into. All right, I am on my little lunar rover. I'm just going to drive around for a little bit. Look at the sun, man. It is bright right there, too. It's so interesting how the sound disappears. Like I can't hear it, from the outside this far of a view, but I can hear it whenever I'm this close, I guess. Of course, it's just an electric motor, right? So you shouldn't actually hear too much of it anyway. But, I don't know what else to say about that. Oh, man. It is cool, though. It really is cool. Oh, man, I got some air. I kind of wish there was less gravity. I don't know if that's something that they would be able to adjust, but I think it would be cool if they could add less gravity. So places like this, where if you were, driving this fast and you ramped off of something, you'd be floating for a little bit. Or if you're going too fast, you just, fly off the planet. I think that would be cool too. But that's just me personally. But I'll show you whenever I get up this hill. I'll just climb and ramp up this hill, and I'll just kind of fall back down as if I was back on Earth in San Andreas. See, here we go. And, well, if there was a place to ramp, I probably would. There maybe. Nope. Well, kind of. But, the little bitty one. Little bitty. I don't think I ever noticed the American flags on the front of these. That's really cool. Pretty nice addition there. That's actually a pretty cool picture right there. Yeah. All right, there's my shuttle. I just wanted to make sure I can see my shuttle. There's nothing worse than being stuck on a planet without a shuttle. That way home, especially since there are no directions anywhere. You can't put a marker down because we're past the bounds of what GTA is considered. So we just kind of make do with what we got. I do hope you guys had a wonderful week. I know I mentioned that in a lot of videos, but it's because I truly care. I really do care if you guys have a good week or not. Ooh, see if I can pop a wheelie. Come on. Come on, do it. Do it. I don't think it's going to do it. Come on. It's going to pull back. I don't think it's going to do it. I think it's pretty... Oh, man. Drifting it. There we go. All right, so this is Mercury. It's not a whole lot of things to do here, but, it's Mercury nonetheless. Again, if you guys haven't watched any of my other videos, I am I love this kind of stuff. And so I look forward to seeing what the modding community can do with it because, you could have bases out here. You could be growing your own food. You could be doing a lot of stuff in space. So, I really am excited to see what people can do with it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and head back to the shuttle. We do have quite a few planets to meet up with today. Mercury is going to be first, followed by Uranus, and then Neptune. And then we are going to be saving some of the other planets I say planets, but moons like Titan and some of those, as well as Kepler 5.3b. We're going to be saving for maybe the next episode. And that one should close out the series because we've kind of been everywhere until the modding community starts making other mods. As soon as that comes, then I'll be one of the first ones to release a video on doing that because I love this kind of stuff. And I was waiting. Oh, man. I had my finger. I was smashing the F5 key over and over and over again to refresh my web pages whenever they were like, oh, it's almost done. It's rendering, or, it's being uploaded, just waiting for the approval from the admins and things like that. I'm like, come on. I just want to see it. I don't want to play with it. So, it's just, I was excited and I was ready to do it. Let's go ahead and do a third-person view again so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Again, the textures are a little bit different up here when you start flying away from it. But look at you can see the shadow. That's really cool. Because we're a lot closer to the sun. One of these days, I do want to see how close I can get to the sun. If it's anything like Deep Space was, where I got lost for hours, you can forget it. But I seriously, when I did that last episode, I had set out to actually record these planets and ended up getting distracted going into deep space because I didn't even know deep space was there, and then literally just flying around everywhere I could, and it got to the point where I had no more options for up, down, left, and right. I didn't know where I was going, nothing. So it kind of got to the point where I was just like, I'm done. So you guys actually, I was able to not get so far away from that planet that I, seem to have discovered, or so I decided to just turn around and go back there. So that's what I did, and was able to find it and then go ahead and play around with that to finish out the episode. But all right, so it is a very long trip there. So I'm going to go ahead and see you guys here in a little bit when we start getting closer to Uranus. All right, so we are coming up on Uranus at the moment. Now, if you're wanting to go into deep space, you actually need to go down to Neptune, and you'll see the same kind of little triangle, and then you'll be able to see deep space written there. I am very sad because we'll have Uranus and Neptune. That'll be the last of the planets that we can actually visit. I am very sad that even though Pluto's a dwarf or whatever, that they did not include that in there. I think it'd be cool even if it was just kind of a random little planet. But, it's everybody's got their ups and their downs, and whether they're happy or sad. I mean, I'm happy with the whole thing as a whole. I just wish they had Pluto. Poor Pluto's left out of everything nowadays. But it is what it is. But we should be coming into the atmosphere of Uranus really quick. It's so difficult to say. I mean, I started saying Uranus because I think that's how some people say it, and it doesn't sound as naughty. And so, I have to kind of, but then I don't want people to think I'm an idiot. So I just say what it is, and people are going to laugh at me anyway. And I'll just be okay with it because what else am I going to do? So, there is that. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way while we're here. But this is a very, very, very pretty planet. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to lift up my landing gear. We are not able to land here. I do know that much. It's a lot like Jupiter and Saturn. At some point, they might add that, but at this moment in time, it is not something that is developed. And I'll go ahead and go down a little bit lower so you guys can see it. But, just look around, man. It's got like and again, I'm colorblind, so I don't think I'm an idiot, but bluish kind of gray color. So it's like I don't know. It's really, 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 really pretty in my personal opinion as far as the color scheme goes. It's got the same kind of lighting pattern that Saturn and Jupiter had, but it's kind of different in its own way because it's not. This was a lot nicer looking, in my opinion, than Jupiter or Saturn were. There's no huge storm raging. It's not their fault, It's not. It's not the planet's fault, and it's not the designer's fault of the mod either. It's just the way it's just the way it is. So, but I mean, just looking at it, it's kind of darker on this side, I guess, through the clouds. The light doesn't get over here quite as well, over here to the left. And then you have, I'm assuming that's the sun. That would make the most sense to me. So we've got the sun to the right, and then we've got clouds down below, and it does look like there's land down there, but I assure you there is not. So if I was doing anything live or something like that, you guys would be like, go down there, and I'm not going to because I've done it before. And it's just water, just like the others. It is just water. Even this little, I wish I could point and you guys actually see it, but this little kind of like thing on the horizon right over there where it kind of looks rounded, it's still not. It's still water, so there's nothing we're going to be able to do about that. But all in all, I am very, very pleased with this planet as well. I do wish I could get down and explore a little bit. Hopefully at some point that will be something they do. But, you know, like I said, we'll deal with what we've got for right now and, you know, hope for the best. But it is very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. Other than that, I mean, there's not a whole lot to see. I wish, you know, I wish I could, you know, land and show you guys a bunch of cool, like, tribes people or something. But unfortunately, we cannot. Oh, and I also have not visited Mars yet for you guys. So I guess I will need to do that, but I'm going to save that for a different episode because that actually has missions involved in it, which is what I'm supposed to be doing. I've already beat it once. However, whenever the update came out for the space mod, I ended up getting, you know, re-downloading it and then installing it fresh. So I ended up losing that saved game. But anyway, I'm going to fly this direction one last time. Kind of towards the nicer part. There we go. So you guys can really see what it looks like. Yeah. Look at that. So, anyway, so I've been there before, and I need to actually do those missions again. You guys will kind of see it on the channel. And I guess I guess I still have at least 2 episodes left of Grand Theft Space before I kind of put it to the side for a little bit until they actually get some more, you know, mods and stuff out for it. Because people really like it. So I'm hoping that ends up being a huge thing. You know, the community really starts, you know, working on that hardcore because I mean, people like this. They really, really do. And, you know, they did an absolute excellent job with the model of the shuttles. I mean, they just really did. I mean, if I was in a shuttle, I would imagine this is what it would be like. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and head up back through the atmosphere and out into space again. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and head to Neptune, which is another very nice planet. It is another one we will not be able to land on. It seems like that you have Mars is like the last planet that you can really stand on. You can actually land on and do anything on, which is interesting. Then you have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune that you are not able to do anything on. So it's might be in the pipeline. Let's hope. But anyway, I actually meant to get rid of the PLD down there at the bottom, but I didn't. So hopefully that doesn't bother you guys, because it's never going to tell me where we are because it can't really tell. It cannot tell at all because I'm outside of the bounds. No boundaries. Just look at that. Very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. I still would love to know what that is, but you can't get close enough to find out. It's like a portal. It looks like a portal somewhere. If I could just like go straight down. But it doesn't work that way. It really does not. But what I should do, and what I might do, and maybe the next episode, is because you can crash on it, I don't know if you float up or not. So that would be pretty interesting to find out. If you like float up out of the water, kind of like I did in the last video. But, you know, that would be something that I would want to try out pretty quickly. Because it'd be cool to find out. I don't know. I really don't know. All right, so we are coming up on Neptune, and like I was mentioning a little bit ago, if you look over to my right, you have the deep space. Now, you pretty much do the same thing you do with all the planets, and you just kind of fly that direction. As soon as you get close, you kind of get sucked in and warp into deep space. And what ends up happening is, what you guys saw from my last video, is you can look back and you would have left the Sol system, which is really cool. So once you leave there, you can literally fly anywhere you want to. However, you will not see any more planets or anything like that unless you find something out there. Like I just happened to find water. You also have the sun, which is a very, very small, bright dot out there, which is probably what it would look like from here. I think you can fit like 400 million Earths in the core of the sun, which is ridiculous in my opinion. But obviously it has to be that way for us to be able to get the heat that we do. Because if you think about it, if it was smaller, would we get the same heat? Who knows? Probably not. I mean, I guess no, because the same thing of like a smaller heater. Would you get the same heat from a smaller heater that you would a bigger heater? No, you wouldn't. So I guess that would make sense to me. But we are getting closer and closer to Neptune here. And then we have Uranus back there, and then deep space to the right, and that is it. And they apparently can get to the Milky Way somehow. I'm not entirely sure where that direction is, but that one might be where I was headed to the last one before I got lost and gave up. But so, that might be something we go visit, is the Milky Way. And I'm assuming it's on the other side of the Milky Way galaxy outside of our solar system. So it wouldn't be somewhere we'd be able to get to easily. Because like I said, if it was that one I was chasing the last episode, then I was out there for 2.5 hours almost looking for that place and was not able to find it anywhere. But here we are on Neptune. I mean, this is a beautiful planet. I like the fact that the other one had a lot of bright sun, coming in, and it was just really bright. It was reflecting off the clouds and things like that. And this one is really calm. It's like a calm color to it, which is really nice to see. Obviously, you wouldn't get very much sun out here, if any at all. I don't know where the sun actually stops. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know. It would be super freaking cold here. I do know that much. But I'm going to go ahead and go down a little bit lower. This is, again, not a planet we will be able to land on. I can go lower, but it ends up just being water below, so it's really cool. But you can literally fly around in these little planets for a very long time before you run into anything. I have yet to actually find a wall. Now, I haven't spent as much time as I could on one of these planets, even just flying, which I probably should test at some point and just find out and try it and see if that's something I'm able to do as far as try to see how far I can get. But I mean, just look at that. Look how pretty it is. It really is. It's just like a really nice, calm, bluish type of color, which is nice to see. But like I mentioned earlier, if you guys want to see any other planets, well, I'm going to be visiting all of them anyway that you're allowed to. So, you guys can kind of wait around for those. I should get those done tomorrow or Sunday later on in the week. But, I really look forward to being able to go to all of them. And like Kepler, I have not been to yet. It has been one of those that I've really wanted to see. I just haven't. And I would be really excited to go there to find out what it's like. Because I might be able to land on that one. I don't know. I really don't know. Go ahead and go down a little bit lower. And they all seem to have that little circle. Wait a minute, does that look like... kind of looks like mountains over there. Doesn't that seem like mountains over there to you guys? Yeah, you can see them straight in front of me. I'm going to just do a low flyover of that area right there. Of course, over there looks like mountains as well. I have not spent much time on Neptune, so I could be wrong about being able to land here, but I really don't think I'm able to. But hey, I'm willing to try it. I am willing to try it. Because I swear that looked like mountains, like hills or something. And over there to the right definitely does. These are a little bit cloudy, but over there really looks like something. All right, so I think the best bet is actually just to fly over this direction, because I have a feeling the water is literally right below me, and I don't see those mountains popping up through the clouds anymore. But I'm telling you, it's water. I'm telling you it is. You guys might not believe me, but it is. It is, it is. Man, I keep doubting myself. I'd hate to be the one YouTuber that decides not to do it. Next thing you know, everybody's like, oh, it does have land on it, you idiot. And I'm like, crap, I should just tried it. But it's not. Because I couldn't remember yesterday. It was either Neptune or Uranus that I was not. I tried to do this on and ended up crashing. So, oh man, I could just feel it being so close. Oh man, let's see. Maybe if I just slightly tilt my nose, I'll be able to just like tap the water and come back out. But I'm thinking those are not mountains over here. It could be a little while before we get there. So, they're definitely not mountains. They were clouds as I kind of got over here a little bit quicker. And it also looks like it actually gets brighter. I changed the time to like an afternoon type of time. And I don't know if that just kind of affected how it works or what. But it definitely got a lot brighter in here. And you can definitely tell more. You have a lot more clouds out here. You also have a lot of cloud cover down below as well as above. And then a lot of sun. So I do think that's going to be it for Neptune. I think that's about all we've got here. I mean, there's not a whole lot else to see. So we'll just kind of head back and maybe stop on one more place before we actually return back to San Andreas. So I decided instead of going right back to San Andreas as of yet, I wanted to stop by Kepler because, Saturn has Titan. So I'm not actually visiting its moon or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and visit Kepler first as kind of like the last planet to visit. I have not been here at all myself. And so we'll both be kind of seeing it at the same time. And then I'll save the moons and stuff for next episode. So I think that's what we're going to do here. So we are actually getting a lot closer to Kepler 53b, and I'm excited. I mean, just looking at the outside, it looks very, very interesting. So I'm interested to see what the inside looks like. It kind of has like a dark looking feel to it, like below the clouds, and it almost looks like stars, like it's like a different world. Like a solar system all packed into one little planet. So, I don't know. I could even crash. Whoa. Talk about trippy. What the world? That was messed up. Okay, so that's a portal. What? There's another planet over there. Oh my gosh. Okay. My mind is blown right now. Okay, so we started flying into Kepler and we get through Kepler, and now there are two more planets that are not in like the regular, like if you were to go to the 9 menu, you would not see any of these planets in here. I don't even know what that is to the right, and I am definitely going to be going there. This is just going to have to be a longer episode. I don't give a crap. It's just going to have to be that way. So I've got Karun straight in front of me, and then a mysterious planet that direction. So that's just interesting. I had no idea. I like always learning something new, but Kepler, I mean, I thought it was a planet. And the closer we got to it, it just kind of like, you guys saw that it almost was like I got sucked in, but then it looked like I was just coming out the other side. And next thing you know, I started like circling around trying to stay in it. And next thing you know, it was a portal to Karun. So that's interesting. And I would love to know what planet that is. I mean, it can't be like Pluto or anything like that. So you have the sun that direction. And then I really don't know. It's kind of got a. I don't know. I really don't know what it would be. I really don't know. But Karun actually kind of looks like it's got land on it. Like that's all land mass and some water. So I keep thinking, I wonder if this is like I don't know what Karun is. I've never heard of Karun, but it's definitely got to be a planet that is on the ESI, the Earth Similarity Index, because I mean it just looks like it has land, it has water, and you can see an atmosphere, which means that will hold in heat and it will hold in cold, and it might actually be somewhere that is habitable, maybe. And that might be why we had to warp here, because it is so far away that in order for us to actually be able to do anything with it, we would have to travel a very long distance. But here we go. All right. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I mean, I can't. I'm already like halfway down. This must be a very, very thin atmosphere. I have a feeling I'm just going to like run into a rock somewhere. All right, so we saw those back there. I've got to find a place to land. I can't. Of course, that looks like water-ish. Oh, that's definitely water. Pull up. Oh, gosh. That is definitely water, but I am determined to find land. Oh my gosh, look at this. In order to be able to see even the water, I've got to float so close to the water. It's unbelievable. Alright, so we're going to kind of head back to, if I can find where we just kind of were, that general direction, because that was the closest I could find to land. We were able to see land, which means that I wouldn't want to fly around a bunch of areas that I couldn't see land on. So even if I had to land on a little piece of land, I will, just to say I landed on Kepler, wherever this canoe, whatever this place was. Okay, here we go. Here's some land. A bunch of rocks. I'm gonna go ahead and let off the throttle a little bit. Oh man, I mean it definitely does not look like anywhere I could land. And this looks like it's just surrounded by water. Alright, I'm going to circle back around. Hopefully find, I think this little area like right here seems like it would be an area I could land on. Or that one right there even looks better. Actually, this is flat. I can go ahead and cut off my power. Oh, I didn't put my landing gear down. Oh. Oh, pull up, pull up. Oh, no. All right, so I'm going to die on this planet. There for a minute, I thought we were going to be doing a Star Trek movie. Oh, man. You know where they go off the side of the that big, kind of like a like a Grand Canyon type of thing, and then right at the last second they were able to pull it up and actually live through the whole thing. Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna have to call NASA and get a new jet out here, because I'm not gonna be able to survive out here, so we'll have to see what happens here shortly. All right, here we are in a submersible. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh man, it's kind of hard to keep this thing steady. Keeps hitting the ground. We're not very deep. All right, look at this. Gonna do an outside view. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, it'd be so cool if you could see animals. I think this is like the only place they wanted to put land and stuff. Like that makes sense to me. Even though I'm seeing, I say I'm seeing, I could not be seeing anything. I don't know. But so I'm seeing some kind of land out here, but I think this is like the only places that you can land is on one of these little mounds. Oh man. There you go. It wouldn't let me go into first person. I couldn't figure out why, but I guess it's because was out of the water. All right, so that's really cool. I got to go to wherever the heck I'm at. I can't even remember. I got to go here, and I think we have one more planet to explore, so I got to figure out a way to get out of here, and I will see you guys back in orbit. All right, so we are back on Earth. It turns out that other planet was not really a planet. I think it was just drawn onto the map. Or the world, I guess. I don't know what to describe that as, but you know, I tried. I mean, I flew for about 30 minutes and was never able to actually reach it, and it never seemed to get any closer. So I decided to go ahead and head back home, so we could, you know, visit some of the others a little bit later. But you know, even going into the Kepler little warp zone area was super cool. So that was awesome. I'm glad we decided to go ahead and do that. Ooh, that landing though, man. Yeah. All right, guys, that is going to end it for me. I do hope you guys continue to have a wonderful week and have a wonderful weekend coming up as well. I am going to still have content coming out. At the moment of this video, I am at 49 subscribers, so if I can get my 50th subscriber, I will be doing a 50th subscriber video where I come on and thank everybody who participates in that. And I'm also going to have some call outs for people that are engaging the most common, and also having a shout out for everybody's channel. Then I'm going to list everybody that is a subscriber for the first 50 subscribers in the chat or in the description down below. So if you guys are a subscriber, go ahead and expect that. If you guys share your subscriber details with me, if you guys keep that stuff private, there's nothing I'll be able to do about it, because I won't be able to know if you are a subscriber or not, because it is held secret from me as well. So if you guys would like to be getting that call out, you know, feel free to, you know, change that setting to where it's not private anymore. Man, Fort Zancudo, you got jets and got 4 freaking Titans out here just in there laying around. A couple of different buzzards. Anyway, guys, yeah, again, one more time, I do hope you guys continue to have a wonderful week and have a wonderful weekend coming up as well. Other than that, I will see you guys next episode.